Hello and welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa. She is Samara, Lynn, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to break down the top tech news of the day, answer one of your reader questions, and then show you one cool thing from our labs here in New York City. Let's get to the big news of the day, and that's that Intel and the Michael J. Fox Foundation are teaming up to use wearable computing and big data analytics to research the Parkinson's disease and find some good solutions to it. They've got 16 participants, and they basically wired them up with wearable computing and are observing their behavior up to 300 observations per second, throwing all that into a big database, analyzing it and trying to figure out the progression of the disease, the behavior associated with it, and trying to really understand the best way to treat it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, when we think of wearables, we keep thinking of the fitness industry and jogging and counting your steps, like a pedometer, right? But we haven't even touched how much implications wearables have for the healthcare industry. There's a lot of good resources out there of a lot of doctors and a lot of healthcare professionals talking about what they envision wearables will do. Some of these ideas, imagine a bandage, some sort of bandage, some sort of bandage device that'll monitor and tell you when you have a wound healing, for example, or some sort of device a patient in a hospital wears. As a patient, you know, sometimes they're allowed to, they can walk around if they're healthy enough, that would constantly feed vital signs into a nurse's station. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg what you can do. Not to mention in the operating room with surgeons, it's going to explode. And
it's up to the user if they want to share that information with their doctor. I think as long as the patient, the user is put in control of that data and they own it, I think that that's the key thing. And then once they want to share it, I think there's all sorts of insights that could be learned in terms of real-time monitoring, not just exercise, but also treatment of serious diseases.
Oh, absolutely. And just that data can get between, you know, from a patient to a doctor that much faster too.
Also in the news, your Google Maps and Bing Maps are going to be getting a lot clearer soon. Yesterday, Digital Globe Worldview 3 launched. That is the most sophisticated satellite, imaging satellite that's been launched commercially. It is the first multi-payload superspectral high-res satellite. Now, what does that mean? It means that your Google Maps and your Bing Maps are going to be twice as accurate, twice as high resolution. Pretty amazing stuff. It's capable of collecting up to 680,000 square kilometers every single day.
Wow.
Pretty extraordinary stuff. Although, I mean, does that freak you out a little bit, having a super high res? I mean, it's not going to be able to read license plates, but it will definitely be able to tell what kind of car you're driving, possibly even the color. And I mean, it's going to put a whole new perspective on the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of freaks you out, but if you got to really the technology is pretty incredible. I mean, satellite imagery was limited to like 50 centimeters of resolution, but the Commerce Department now allows them to go to 25 centimeters. So, I mean, it's probably likely it's going to keep getting more and more clearer, sharper images as time goes by. So, I mean, if we are freaked out, I mean, it's actually what we want, too. I'm freaked out until I get to play around in Google Maps and fly around Google World and fly around the world.
And there's going to be great applications for agriculture. There's going to be great applications for basic mapping and commercial. I mean, there's going to be a whole new slew of opportunities here. We'll see how long it takes. The satellite's up. It's capturing images soon. We'll see how long it takes to get to the commercial space. Probably won't be that long. When they do, we'll definitely have those images on PCMag.com. Yep. Also in the news, the Oxford Dictionary has finally blessed a number of internet words, web words, if you will, and made them real. And these are words that we've been using a lot. We use a lot on PCMag. Clickbait, we use clickbait a lot on PCMag, at least in our editorial meetings. Deep web, but there's a whole bunch of texting abbreviations that I actually did not know what they meant, and I don't think I have ever used before, but now they're in the dictionary.
Yeah, well...
FML, I use that all the time. I totally get it.
Yeah. Now, I did not know WDYT.
I did not know that one either.
So...
And I use the phrase all the time. I spell it out all the time.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think? Right.
SMH? I never did SMH. Have you ever used SMH?
SMH I do use, and I see a lot of my friends use it, and it's kind of like, I would say an urban thing, more like a black, Hispanic kind of text thing. So maybe that's why you haven't heard of it or used it. But definitely, yeah, SMH, SMDH, I definitely use frequently.
And then a couple of new technology words that I know are near and dear to your heart. e-cigs and
right?
vape are finally in there. So that's validation.
Absolutely.
Validation. We're going to have more on this on PCMag.com, and obviously we will continue to use these words. It's nice to know they're official now.
There you
We've
go.
been using them for years.
You don't have to correct them in Word anymore.
Now let's move on to a reader question. We answer a reader question every single day. We got this question yesterday from the Chief Artificer in the comments on YouTube. He wants to know, he's a Windows technical user and trainer. Is a MacBook or MacBook Air with bootcamp a good option for him? He needs to be able to boot Windows, use Hyper-V, and connect to a projector. He's been looking at Windows laptops, but he wants the high quality build quality of a MacBook. And is there anything, he doesn't know how exactly to get it done.
Well, this is a really interesting question, and I would say generally, I personally like parallels and software that virtualizes one operating system to another. But in this case, he wants to use Hyper-V. That might cause some sort of conflict. I would say in this case, bootcamp is your best bet, because then you're just have two independent operating systems that you want to work in, and there's no interference if you want to connect to a Hyper-V session. So I would initially go with bootcamp. And
it's extraordinary that he wants the build quality. He wants to carry a MacBook and be able to run Windows, which a lot of us here at PCMag do. That enviable MacBook quality, what they're now promoting in all of their advertisements. It's they build good laptops.
I think any longtime Windows user would be lying to deny how beautiful the MacBooks are.
Where are the beautiful Windows laptops? That's a challenge to the industry. Let's move on to one cool thing, a beautiful thing at that. We test thousands of products here in our lab in New York City. Today, we're taking out one cool thing. It is a networking product, because Samara is our networking expert. It is the Netgear Nighthawk X6 AC3200. This is, we've reviewed previous Nighthawks, and they all look kind of cool. What is different about this one? We just got this into the lab.
We just got it in the lab. It's on the bench now for testing. You can see it kind of looks like some sort of futuristic insect, but it's actually a router with 6 retractable high-gain antennas. Now, what's really significant about this is it's the first tri-band router on the market. So that means usually, like the dual-band routers, you have your 2.4 gigahertz and your 5 gigahertz. Well, now you have 2 5 gigahertz bands on this. That means this router is capable of a combined throughput speed of 3.2 gigabits per second. But that's not really to boost everything and get a lot of faster connectivity. What that's really for is to handle many devices connecting to your router at once. And this is, of course, Netgear's response to Internet of Things.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that wireless technology needs to accommodate now. It's not that you need faster throughput on every device, but you need to be able to connect your laptop, your iPad, another iPad, your Xbox. It's all going through this box, and that's why you need multiple bands. And a tri-band seems like that's a huge step forward.
Oh yeah, and I mean the purpose of the dual band on the 5 gigahertz is to do some sort of load, like some I guess load balancing. Really is kind of how it was explained to me, where the router will negotiate which band and which signal your devices should go on for better connectivity, better performance.
And we'll see how that performance goes.
That's right. Testing it now. It is on sale. It is out. It lists for $300, but our review is soon coming.
Yeah, we'll be putting it through its paces, see if it actually delivers on that extra performance. Check back at PCMag.com for Samara's full review. And that has been PCMag Live. I want to thank you for joining us today and invite you to join us tomorrow, where we will bring you a brand new show.